Cheltenham at Boyle Sports. Bring it on.
Okay, all right. We'll move on to the RSA then. And there's been 5 Irish train winners, I think, at the RSA in the last 10 years. 25 entries as well overall from Irish trainers this year. So, look, it's an interesting one, Leon. And Mike Bite is obviously going to attract a lot of attention for what he did over Christmas. You take away that fall at the last there, and he was going to win by 20 to 30 lengths. Yeah. I mean, can he repeat that here?
Well, I don't think he'd be winning by 20 or 30 lengths in the RSA, certainly not.
But at that kind of a run, though, that performance.
Well, I mean, that performance, but he's not up against the opposition he will be come Wednesday that he was in that run. There's a lot more strength and depth in this race than there was when he fell at Christmas.
Yeah.
He's favoured. He's probably a worthy favourite. He came in after that and won. Alpha Des Obu has had his bit of problems on his last run. Acapella Bourgeois, I think a lot of people are underestimating this horse. I mean, I was there, was it Navan, the day when he was out in front, and I mean, you can say he got a soft lead, but the way he jumped from fence to fence and he wasn't stopping, I think the only thing with him, if there was a bit of give in the ground, he'd be better. So I would question that because the forecast doesn't look too bad. And you're looking down an American. Whisper has been quite good at Cheltenham on a couple of runs.
I think Davy Russell's going to ride Whisper.
Yeah, he will definitely ride him.
Yeah.
He's rode him the last few times at Cheltenham. He seems to get a good tune out of him. Bell's Hill, he fell at the first fence at Leopardstown the other day after racing. And then you've got Disco, who I think will go JLT, and maybe Joseph's horse, Edwulf. Puppy rode him at Nace over 2.5. Maybe he'll go here instead of the 4 mile. Obviously, Joseph will be able to tell us that, but I think if Edwulf was in the race at around 10 to 1, he could be a decent each way bet.
Well, Joseph?
I think at the minute he's more than likely to go the 4 miler, especially with the ground, which is likely to be drying out. At the minute, but it's liable to change. But at the minute, I would imagine he's probably not going to line up here. I like Alpha Des Obu, and I know he bled the last time, but there's absolutely no one better to have a horse prime for this time of year than Mouse Mars. He was a very good horse over hurls, by far the best of these over hurls. Mouse's horses are absolutely flying the last 10 days, 2 weeks, and he could probably run 5 or 6 lengths worse than his best runs over hurls and probably still win. Mike Bite looks good, but he got a absolute pearler of a fall. He jumped around the last day on the bridle. But I'd like Alpha Des Obu in this race, I think.
Okay, Ted, like a fall like that might bite at the at Christmas there. Like, what does that do to a horse? He, as Joseph said, he came back it was more looked like a confidence running than I think it was a Doncaster he ran the last time.
Doesn't do anybody any good to get a fall like that, but you either get up and shake yourself, which he did, and come back and won well the last day. He's a skimpy old price, 11 to 4. He won't get his own way. I think Al Capella Bourgeon will look down his throat most of the way, and he'll give him plenty to do. I think at 8 to 1, like the lads, Mouse's horse a good chance as well too. I definitely wouldn't back Mighty Bite or whatever you call him.
Yeah, Mighty Bite.
I think Acapella Bourgeon, if they're cutting the ground at 8 to 1, is a good each way bet.
Okay,
jumps and stays.
Robbie, I think Bell's Hill, as Leon said, fell at the first last time. I mean, maybe the forgotten horse here, or no?
No, I couldn't fancy enough for me. Now, in saying that, last year he put in a bad run at Christmas time before he went to Cheltenham and ran well in Cheltenham.
Yeah.
I think Acapella Bourgeois, I agree with Terry, he's the best of the Irish by a way. Interesting. Listening to Nicky Henderson on Racing UK the other day about Mike Bite. He's done all his winning around Kempton and Doncaster, flat tracks.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how he's going to handle the undulations of Cheltenham coming up and down the hill. I'd have me doubts. It was an ordinary race, the race he was going to win in Kempton, and Kempton looks more like his track, flat track, and he can do things. He's a very high cruising speed, where at Cheltenham will just get him unbalanced.
Davy Russell said the same thing, and he actually reckons he has a great chance on Whisper.
Yeah, Whisper's got course form, which around Cheltenham stands for an awful lot. Whether he's over hurdles, he'd be good enough. He's just a handy horse, and I just don't think he jumps fences as well as a horse like Acapella Bourgeois did the last day. I think Acapella Bourgeois has a great chance. Alpha Des Obu, hurdle form, yes, if it was a hurdle race he'd be winning, but I don't think any of his form over fences, forgive him bursting the last day if you want, I don't think any of his form before that was good enough to win an RSA. And I think Mouse is a genius at getting a horse ready for Cheltenham,
Yeah.
but this would be his best feat ever, I think, if he wins the RSA with him.
Okay, I think currently a 7-1 shot, Acapella Bourgeois, as things stand.
Boyle Sports will give you money back if your horse finished second or third to the SP favourite, or if your horse falls at the first or last jump on every race at Cheltenham. Plus, bet €10 with Boyle Sports today and get €30 in free bets. Cheltenham at Boyle Sports. Bring it on.